Welcome to episode number 17 of the Anubhav Jain show. There's a lot that I want to fucking cover in this episode. I want to talk about the match that took place last night. I want to talk about the fact that I've been getting friend-zoned by the girls at my gym. I want to talk about the fact that I really fucked up with this one chick, and I need your advice on how I can resurrect things with this girl. I met with a matchmaker as well earlier this week. Had a long conversation with her, 90-minute conversation over Zoom with a matchmaker. So some juicy details on that front coming up. I'm also going to be covering why I'm pissed off about the fact that my sister's coming to India, what I'm reading at the moment, and why I'm doubly excited for my workouts this week. So what a fucking spectacle that was. What a fucking spectacle that was, that final, And the biggest contributor to that spectacle were the fucking women in the crowd. The beautiful women in the crowd. It was gorgeous. Oh, and the match was also decent. The match was decent as well. But whoever that cameraman is, who's operating the women cam, or whatever the name of that camera is, deserves a fucking raise. Can someone please give that guy a solid fucking bonus? In fact, you know what? Here you go, mate. Take all my money for the fucking fantastic job that you've done. Take all of this. In fact, you know what? Take some of these condoms as well. Take some of these as well. You need these. You need this. You deserve these. I've never used these condoms. I got these condoms when I was in college. I still have them 10 years later. Have never used them. So they've become antique pieces now, So if anything, the value's probably increased. So I think these two condoms are probably worth a lot more than the money that I'm willing to give this cameraman. Let's talk about the final, the more boring aspect, the actual game, not the women who were watching the game. Australia, man. Australia. You have to give it to them. Hats off to Australia. I remember having a conversation with my gym trainers, who are my only friends actually, apart from my right hand and my left hand. I remember having a conversation a couple of days back. I was at the gym and I told them, we were talking about, who's going to win the final. And my prediction, I don't know if I want to call this a prediction, but I'd said that, look, Australia hands down will win the match. Australia firm favorites. I don't know, dude. There's something about the DNA of Australian cricketers that makes them winners. And they don't even have the best side on paper right now. If you look at the side on paper, right, it's okay. It's decent. It's not bad, but it's not the best. I mean, at the start of the tournament, I don't think Australia, anyone picked Australia as firm favorites. People probably predicted they'll get in the top 4, but no one picked Australia as firm favorites. But there's just something about Australia and rising to the occasion whenever they're playing in big tournaments, like ICC events. Mitch fucking Marsh. I don't know if you guys know, for those who follow the 2018 series, when India toured Australia, the series we won, Mitch Marsh was getting fucking bullied by the Indian bowlers, by Bumrah, by everyone else. He was bullied by the bowlers. And that's when a lot of critics said that, this is the end of Mitch Marsh as a cricketer. The writing is on the wall. This is the end of Mitch Marsh. But what a fucking knock that guy played yesterday. What a bloody brilliant knock. For the longest time, Virat Kohli was my number one man crush. Temporarily, he was replaced by Pat Cummins. When Pat Cummins agreed to come on my podcast. And now, my biggest man crush, by far, by a country mile, is Marcus fucking Stoinis. Marcus Stoinis. Followed by broad daylight. Then the rest of the pack. There's such a big gap between Marcus Stoinis and the rest of the pack. Zameen aasmaan ka farak hai, jaise Hindi mein kehte hain. I don't know, dude. There's something about him. It's his flamboyance. He's got this very nonchalant attitude on the field. Calm, cool. He's got this swagger about him. That's one of the reasons why Marcus Stoinis also reminds me of a fucking frat boy. He gives me that frat boy vibe, just chill, super chill, laid back, doesn't take himself all that seriously. But at the same time, when the when the situation demands someone to rise to the occasion and make himself count, that's when he fucking delivers. Now coming to some juicy business. I need your advice as it pertains to the chicks at my gym. The good thing in terms of ratio, like the male to female ratio, the female to male ratio, it's fairly even. If anything, these days at my gym, I feel that there are more women than there are guys. Which is like dreamland or fantasy land for the guys, for someone like me. But not so much for me, to be completely honest. Only because, as it turns out, the women at my gym are either much younger than I am or much older than I am. I'm 28 right now, about to turn 29 on the 7th of December. And the only chicks that I encounter at the gym are either ones who are 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, or 35 and plus. Like, what do? I'm in no man's land. Or, you know, I should probably say no woman's land. And so because of that, I'm either a bhaiya or I'm a beta at my gym. Anubhav bhaiya, मुझे please help कर दोगे? और बेटा लग जाएगी बेटा अच्छे से संभालना बेटा ये बहुत वेट नहीं है बेटा अच्छा तुम कर लोगे बेटा. Now I really fucked up with this one girl. Really fucked up with this one girl. So I love the fact that she's audacious. She is a viewer of my YouTube channel. Or that's how she found out about me. She's a subscriber as well. And I think she's a loyal viewer. And after watching some of my content, she reached out to me on Instagram. I suck at the DM game on Instagram. I absolutely suck at it. It's only very recently that I started replying to some of my DMs. Otherwise, earlier I didn't know what this DM business was about. But I replied to her. I saw her DM. I replied to her, and since then we've had a few chats. You know, like pleasant exchanges, a few friendly chats. Recently she told me that it's a birthday that's coming up. And I remembered it. I remember telling her as well that, look, I've got a good memory. You know, I don't have too many strengths, but I've got a good memory, and I will remember your birthday. And then the day after her birthday, after I fucking forgot to wish her, she sends me a text saying, "Thought you would remember to wish." And as soon as I saw it, I was like, fucking shit. Fucking hell. After saying shit like, oh, you know, I don't have too many strengths, but my memory is one of them, and don't worry, rest assured I'll remember, you know, these are things that I remember, I fucking forgot. Yeah. So I sent her a reply saying, I'm absolutely gutted, but allow me to explain when I speak with you over the phone. I called her up that day. She didn't answer. I'll try again sometime in the near future. But in case you guys have any advice, any suggestions in terms of how I should navigate this, I find myself on a sticky wicket right now, in a conundrum, in a precarious situation. But in case you have any advice in terms of how I can resurrect this, you know, limit the damage, let me know. I had a 90-minute conversation with an auntie, but this auntie was a matchmaker. So this was earlier this week or last week on Wednesday. I had a conversation with an auntie, 90 minutes, matchmaker. I won't reveal whatever personal details, but enjoyed the conversation. She was attractive as well. She was really attractive as well. You know, throughout the conversation, she's like, yeah, you know, Anubhav, I want to understand your type. What type of a partner do you look for? Tell me a bit about yourself. So I said, we can look through our database and, you know, find like a good fit for you, right? Someone who's compatible with you and someone you would be compatible with. And throughout the conversation, I'm just like, auntie, I wish you were single. Auntie, I wish you were single. Auntie, like, I see chemistry here. I see compatibility here. That's one of the reasons, you know, we were able to speak for 90 minutes as well. Auntie, don't sell me to someone else. But in general, you know, I've been having these conversations with my mom as well. I don't know, yaar. I feel, you know, I always had this weird stance on marriage. I always felt as if, having a partner or a life partner, when I'm still trying to sort of set myself in this new field in sports presenting, in my career. I've always felt that, having a partner can end up being a distraction for you. It can end up taking up too much time, too much energy. And I don't want to be devoting too much time to other stuff apart from my professional endeavors. I don't know, that outlook now has changed a bit. It's changed a bit. Sometimes I actually feel I get back from the gym around 8:30 p.m. Of course, my mom's here, but still sometimes I feel यार मजा आता, अगर एक partner होता मेरे साथ, मैं जिसके साथ बात कर रहा होता, whatever, talking about my day, listening to her as well, talk about her day, just sharing stuff, being intimate. I miss that intimacy, or I want that intimacy. In case you guys know, girls who might be looking for a guy, and if you guys think that, we'd be a good fit, definitely introduction karao yaar. Become my matchmaker. I don't want to fucking pay for matchmaking services, I talked about lots of reasons as to why I want to get married. One of the other reasons as to why I want to get married is because I look forward to having children as well. I really look forward to having children. Yeah. 3 kids. That's the plan. 2 sons and 1 daughter. Of course, it's a plan that has to be ratified by my future partner. Lekin, that's what the plan is as things stand. 2 sons and 1 daughter. Oh, I'd be fine with 2 daughters and 1 son as well. My sister is coming to India and I'm so fucking excited. Or am I? I really hope my sister ends up watching this. She's gonna fucking, I think she's gonna love it or maybe hate it because of what I'm about to say right now. I mean, as excited as I am for my sister to be coming to India, I'm also a bit miffed about the fact that now my mother's attention is going to be divided between me and my sister. Yeah. When my sister's not around, then the singular point of focus of my mother's attention is me. But when my sister's around, then the attention sort of has to be divided. And as someone who's a very insecure child, especially as it pertains to, receiving love and validation from parents, yeah, I'm not too pleased about the fact that, my sister's going to be here. I'm kidding. What am I reading at the moment? So I've been reading fuck all. I've literally been reading fuck all recently, and I feel really sad about that. Typically earlier, I used to spend the last half an hour, 45 minutes, sometimes 60 minutes as well before going off to sleep reading something. But these days, dude, I end up I won't say wasting my time. It's still fun sometimes, but fun only sometimes. Other times, it's a waste of time. And what I end up doing these days is actually fucking talking over the phone. वो जो अंकल हो जाते हैं, आंटी हो जाते हैं, वो लोग फोन पे बात करते हैं, हाँ कैसा है, हाँ कैसी है, this that. I've been fucking doing that. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I become so impulsive रात को. मतलब बुक पढ़ने के लिए, एक जगह बैठा रहना पड़ता है, attention उधर होनी चाहिए. I become very impulsive. I'm like, I need a quick hit of dopamine. चलो, इसको फोन कर लेते हैं. And then earlier, and then when I wake up the following morning, I'm like, fuck man, that was such a shitty way to actually finish the previous day. And how you finish the previous day oftentimes sets the tone for the next day. And so, yeah, I've been feeling very guilty about this stupid habit that I've developed. But I want to get back on track. And this week is when I'll be getting back on track. I've already downloaded an ebook on my iPad. It's Patrice Evra's autobiography. And I'm really fucking excited to be reading that. So the plan is to finish it this week. I'll read about 30 pages every single day this week. And I should finish it come the end of the week. Speaking about reading on my iPad, it's been an absolute game changer, boys and girls. Absolute fucking game changer. I was one of those. I need to have a physical book in front of me. It's so much fun when I can, read a physical copy, the feel of the pages, the smell of the pages. I can underline as well, this, that. I was one of those, I had that narrow mind. But I was like, let's just give it a shot. So mujhe iPad mila as a gift. So I said, "Dekho yaar, let's just give it a shot. Let's use the books app in my iPad." And it's been a fucking game changer. It's been a fucking game changer. And one of the reasons it's been a game changer is because I bought this pencil as well. So now it quite literally feels as if I'm reading a book. I can underline, I can highlight stuff, I can make notes as well side mein. So I would actually suggest to a lot of you who still rely on physical copies to switch to electronic reading. Like, buy a Kindle. It's going to be a solid investment. Don't look at it as a cost. It's going to be a fucking investment. So end up purchasing a Kindle. And I promise there might be like this gestation period, right? Where it takes a little bit of time for you to get used to reading electronically as opposed to reading a physical book. But sooner rather than later, you'll take to reading books electronically like a fish takes to water, or like a moth is drawn to a flame, or like Anubhav is drawn to women. Plus, there's this website as well. It's called Z Library. In fact, I had asked this question on Instagram. On my Instagram, I'd asked a lot of you, guys, like, how do I download like EPUB versions of books? EPUB is the version that's compatible with the Books app or compatible with the Kindle. And some of you suggested quite a few websites. I tried a lot of them. A lot of them are fantastic websites, but the one that I zeroed in on, the one that I like the most, it's called Z-Lib. So just like Google Z Library or Z Library, and you can literally find any fucking book. Like even the most recent of releases, like Patrice Evra's autobiography, I think came out less than a month back, and it's already available on this website, Zlib. So yeah, I save money now. I don't end up buying physical books. Whatever, I illegally download these books, which is not the something to be proud about, but whatever, dude. Like, it does the job for me. Absolutely fucking beautiful. So that's a pro tip. Give it a shot. Invest in a Kindle, or if you have an iPad already, then use it for reading as opposed to, like spending so much money on like physical copies. So I'm supremely excited about my workouts this week. Look, I'm typically excited about my workouts anyway, but a lot more excited this week only because I'm going to be doing Olympic lifting at the gym. I'm going to be trying Olympic lifts. I've been doing lots of compound exercises, so I typically focus a lot on squats, on bench press, on deadlifts, on overhead press, and I'm still going to be doing all of this. But now, slowly but surely, I'm going to be introducing Olympic lifting. Virat Kohli does a lot of Olympic lifting. A lot of athletes do Olympic lifting. Marcus Stoinis does Olympic lifting, and it's something that I've dabbled with in the past. I've tried, but never quite consistently. Only because Olympic lifting technically is a lot harder compared to other forms of lifting. So maybe I've been a bit scared, or maybe I've been a bit circumspect. Maybe I've been like, yaar, form mera acha nahi hoga, this, that. Plus, some of the trainers have also dissuaded me. They've been like, oh, Anubhav, you have to make sure your technique is 100% perfect before you give it a shot. But I was like, boss, unless I give it a shot, how exactly will my technique be perfect? Hai na? So I told my trainer last week that, look, bro, I want to start Olympic lifting. Even if that means starting with baby steps, I'll start with baby steps before, getting even remotely close to the level of like a Marcus Stoinis or a Virat Kohli. But let me just fucking start with Olympic lifting. So I'm excited. Of course, shuru mein, when you're starting something new, there's going to be a lot of frustration as well because I'll get things wrong. My trainer's going to be like, kya kar rahe ho bhencho, isko theek karo, this, that. But it's going to be exciting as well. Hopefully I can approach this with a childlike curiosity. Whenever you're learning something new, that's actually, that piques your interest. You're just addicted to it. You become a nerd sometimes. So I'm looking forward to actually watching lots of YouTube videos, YouTube tutorials, getting practical lessons at the gym, fucking up, making mistakes, and then, improving, seeing my progress slowly but surely. Because, doing all the other lifts that I talked about, like the compound lifts that I typically focus on, like the bench press and the overhead press and the barbell row and all of that. I mean, it's fun. I still enjoy it, but it becomes a bit monotonous. It becomes a bit repetitive. Plus, it's nothing new for my body. My body's almost become used to it. So my body doesn't quite grow at that much of a rapid pace. So I have to introduce some chaos, a healthy amount of chaos to the system, give my body a positive fucking shock. And so that's why I'm like super excited about Olympic lifts. But that's it, dude. That's it, dudes and dudettes. That concludes episode number 17. Was it 17? Let me check my notes. Yes, episode number 17 of the Anubhav Jain Show. Hopefully you enjoyed this. In case you have any suggestions in terms of what format I should follow, let me know. But as things stand, the way I'm looking at this podcast is like every Monday, most likely every Monday only, because a lot of action, especially sporting action, happens over the weekend that I want to talk about during the podcast episode. Every Monday, it's going to be like a 40, 45, 50 minute like long form podcast where I talk about the highlights of the week that just ended. Highlights from a personal life, as well as highlights from like stuff that keeps me interested, aka sports and big personalities and whatnot. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening, and I'll see you very, very soon. Until then, take care, stay safe, keep smashing it, and cheers.